having the Dean of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Ndiritu. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Can you let us know your name first, your full title?
Yes, I'm Hiram Ndiritu. I am the Dean School of Mechanical, Manufacturing and Materials Engineering. I have a PhD in Mechanical Engineering, and I also am a registered engineer with the Engineer Registration Board, as well as a member of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya.
We are speaking on the auspices of SRI, Sustainable Research and Innovation. Let us know the background. What is it all about?
Yeah, Sustainable Research in Engineering Conference is a series of conferences that we have been having at the College of Engineering. This series of conferences started in 2010, and what used to happen is we used to have seminars in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Then these seminars were upgraded to conferences. Initially, our main focus was just to bring together researchers in the Department of Mechanical to disseminate the research findings based on the activities that they are undertaking, and also students who are undertaking research. They have a chance of demonstrating the research that they are undertaking. Then we have felt that there is a need to involve the industry and also universities in the international world, so that we have a chance of
To what extent have you managed or succeeded to bring in the industry, especially for this function?
To a quite a large extent, we have been able to bring in a number of industries in our conferences. We have had consistent participation by Kenya Bureau of Standards, which is a standard body, the company charged with maintaining standards and quality within the country. We have had presenters from companies such as Nuclear Electricity Board. We have had participation by companies like Kenya Power, Kenya Electricity Generating Company, Kenya Defense Force, that's KenGen, also Kenya Defense Force. We have had participation by Geothermal Development Company. Quite a number of companies, including manufacturing, assembly companies within the country, usually come. Like
I see the theme of this year's SLI conference has something to do with research innovation for industrialization. Yes. Could you go into detail and explain what exactly do you intend to achieve along that line, and to what extent has this convention pushed us, or the attendees, towards that area? Connection between the research, innovation, and industrialization.
Yeah, one thing about research is that previously we have had people undertaking research, and there is no way of testing that research and finding out whether there are products that can come out of that. So the purpose of this conference is to bring in the researchers and so that they interact with industry, so that now industries have a chance of seeing what are the opportunities for taking up the innovations that come out of the research from the conference presentation, and how these researches can benefit, can be deployed so that they become final products.
And how do you avoid the academic trap? Doing the conference and the presentations from an academic angle for intellectual curiosity, maybe for somebody who wants into policy CV. How do you get out of that trap so that we have actual translation from the research findings, the innovations, to actual productivity in the industry? How do you break that academic trap, if I may call it so?
Yeah, one of the things that you find in our conferences is that researchers have a cross range of presentations. They have research findings that have been generated as a result of theoretical methods of tests, and there are other researchers who will also include a practical element, so that now you are able to test what you come out with theoretically or numerically using computers. Does it generate for you, or do the results agree with the ones that you generate from numerical methods? So that now we ensure that whatever we are communicating to the industry, we are telling them, here is a solution to an existing problem, and we have tested this. We have tested it. It has the following kinds of results, and that is what we always emphasize, that there should be a level of demonstration of practicability of the results and the research findings from the researchers themselves.
Then how do you handle the issue of intellectual property rights, the issue of commercialization, subsequent to research findings, and how do we secure the intellectual property rights of the presenters, maybe the professors, maybe the students doing the research, and how do we ensure that the initiative, the effort to secure the property rights does not hamper commercialization?
That's a good question. The university, Jomo Kenyatta University, has established an intellectual property directorate, which is housed under its Directorate of Intellectual Property and Industrial Liaison. That directorate is charged with going around and checking during presentations to find out, is there something that can be protected? Are there innovations that require protection, so that now, as we publish our findings, we are able to protect, to find strategic situations where we do not expose until we have protected. So there is that level whereby, as we are making the presentation, we ensure that not every detail is released, so that we are able to protect. So that is one level. On the other hand, you'll find that some presenters, when they come, will say that the results that we are disseminating here are based on an innovation which has already been protected. Like you may have heard from one of the presenters who was talking about a diesel-based cooker, which has gone through protection, and the dissemination is such that he will not expose everything because of considering the rights of licensing.
Could we have maybe some celebration in terms of maybe some products or processes which may have come from past conferences of this class? Because I understand this is not the first time you're having this conference. Could be having some proud moments, something that maybe may have come as a result of the conferences that have been done in this university, in this department.
Yeah, quite a number of successes, milestones have been achieved from the conferences. Right from the time that we had seminars, I remember one of our staff members was able to get, through the interaction with the people who attended, a scholarship for his PhD, and he was able to proceed for further studies. He was able to network and eventually come back as a PhD holder who went then through the normal processes of qualification. We have also had some products that have come off from the presentations. For example, when you went round during the exhibition, you're able to see some of our products, like the tractor. We have the walking tractor, which has gone through a series of modifications. Eventually it became a running tractor. Then we had a product, for example, I'm just mentioning a few the electro-discharge machining equipment, which is a very important and unconventional technique of manufacturing.
Has been fabricated and produced here.
Has been fabricated here, has been researched here, presentations have been made in conferences. It is going through a series of improvements. So that
and now that we are JKUAT, could there be any connection between these conferences and the so-called big project that you have, the digital literacy project? Any connection?
Between JKUAT and?
JKUAT, the conferences that we are having here, and the project that you have for the government to produce the laptops. Any connection?
Yeah, when we have opportunities to bid for big projects, depending on situations, we'll have presenters. If they have an item they are working on, which is a solution, then they also come and make some presentations in our conference. So that now the university has several. It has two conferences, two main conferences. There is the one that is mainly focusing on engineering. There's another one which is also focusing on other sectors of training, and the presenters have an opportunity in presenting in all those. But the element of engineering and technology involved in any big project which we have with the government, presenters will choose to come and make presentations in our conference.
The very last question.
Yes.
How do we demystify the research findings to ensure that whatever comes out of here is actually consumable by the general public, and more specifically the informal sector? The informal sector who may not have the budget, even the time, or even the technical know-how to have their own R&D, such as development departments. How do we bridge the gap between the high scientific findings and even language of presentation and the informal sector, which may be very hungry for your innovations? And how do we make sure that that gap is not too wide, that something coming out of here can actually be readily taken up by the informal education sector, and maybe by so doing
industrialization is a good question. One of the things that can help us in terms of disseminating the information to the informal sector, one is to invite them. We normally involve them, normally make invitations, and they participate. Other times we have had support from funding agencies like the World Bank, which has previously come in to help us develop short courses that are understandable to people who are in the informal sector, and we are able to disseminate information. A good example is a short course that we developed with the Booth Extrusion Limited, which is based in Thika. Booth Extrusion usually makes frames, aluminium frames. We were able to interact with them as a school, as a college, and as a university, and we were able to develop a short course that was mainly targeting school leavers and also people in the industry, in the informal sector, so that we can give them a tool that can enable them to employ themselves, and that can also help increase the output in terms of products from this company.
What was the success rate of that particular project?
The success rate is such that we have been able to train 2 batches of people from the industry, and also the school leaver school leavers from Form 4. The only requirement is just a certificate. You don't have to have passed. And more than 30 participants have been trained.
Yes.
And we are planning to continue with not just such series of training, but also we want to include others. Other trainings that we have developed together with the industry, short course, mainly targeting industry, is maintenance of pumps, design and maintenance of pumps that are used in the industry. I have, we had a chance of getting support from Japanese government, through JICA, and we were able to develop a short course geared towards helping industry to maintain, carry out maintenance, just simple maintenance of pumps. And we rolled out that program. The industry was very happy. We had quite a good participation from Kenya Pipeline, I think other companies, I think Kenya Ports Authority, and a series of other industries who consumed that. We also, around that time, we also developed a short course that was targeting people in the informal sector in terms of improving their metal processing techniques. And I remember going around through our informal sector, trying to convince a number of industry personnel at Kariobangi light industry. Yeah, but one of the challenges that you find with these people, with quite a number of our informal sector, is that they would wish to also be paid as you are training them, which is a challenge. You have a funding agency, then what is provided is just for training, for service provision.
So they would like to be paid to come and attend?
In some cases, you find some of our industry will be reluctant unless they, which is understandable, because here is a person who will spend a whole day working, producing so many products. But the issue and the question is, when I'm coming for training, who will be producing on my behalf? So that is something I found is a challenge to our industry. But we have, over and above, we have been able to roll out some short courses. Also, we did some short course, I think, with Ministry of Industrialization, also targeting informal sector. And in the area of manufacturing, improvement of quality, which is a key challenge to our products from the informal sector. You'll find that our JKUAT products will not find you will not find them in our supermarkets. You can only buy them at the JKUAT shelves. So the question is, how is it that they never end up in our supermarket shelves and they are unable to compete with imports? But
what actually happens? Why is it that they are not able to produce products that can win some space on the shelves in the Nakumatt and other?
Yeah, there are a number of challenges. One of them is, of course, quality. The quality of those products. You look at a pan that has been made in our JKUAT sector, is not as attractive as a pan from China. So there is the issue of quality, and therefore our JKUAT sector needs to be trained in terms of improving their quality. The cost of production, you'll find is very high in our case, and there are many factors that cause to increase. We have the issue of power, very expensive in Kenya. We also have the issue of taxation on inputs that consist of equipment and also raw materials. So that affects the conditions under which products are made in our JKUAT sector, and therefore they are not as competitive as you would expect from products made in China.
What about the element of the design skills? Maybe somebody wants to configure, come up with a new product. How does the informal sector handle design?
Yeah,
ownership of designs, new designs, ability to have the design in soft form for piece of maybe variation.
Yeah, exactly. That's another challenge you find with the informal sector. Quite a number of them have only gone through training up to the diploma and the certificate level. At those levels, the element of design is not so much compared to a person who has gone through the graduate training. Our graduate our graduates go through all the fundamental skills of design. Unfortunately, you not also find them in, not many will be found in the informal sector.
Why?
The ones who make it to the the ones who make it to the ones who make it to the informal sector, you find they are doing so well, they would never want to work in a mainstream company like a multinational.
But they find there as a result, the last result. Sometimes
Yes.
that's by accident,
By
not
accident.
by choice.
Yes. So, and the issues are still there. There is no proper framework in which we are encouraging industrialization. There is no, there are no policies that are, there are no policies that are going to help us focus in those areas. And the fact that we still call them JKUAT is an issue. Why are they still JKUAT?
Fine, thank you. I want us to conclude this conversation, but I do not want to go before you give me at least two things. One, what's the vision? Where are we now heading to? We have an SRI for a number of years. We have managed to have it this year. What are we looking at in the horizon? That is one question. What exactly are we driving at? Because we continue doing the conferences. And lastly, the conference.
Yeah. So one of the things that is a take-home or is expected to come out of these forums is the interaction, the linkage between industry and the academia. That bridge which has been there, we are making an effort to ensure that we involve the industry as much as possible in this conference so that we have a better interaction. Again, once we bring out innovations from these research findings, now the university has an innovation prototyping center institute. This is where we are making we are having the conference is an institute we call IPIC. This institute is going to help us now improve the innovations that come out from the research findings. And then it is possible for us to progress to the next level in terms of protection and also commercializing the innovation. My concluding remarks I'm very excited to have had Limu TV come over to participate in our conference. We hope that you'll be participating in our future conferences and that you are going to find some development, some improvement, and I believe that this is the beginning of deploying or disseminating this one way. Engaging with the Limu TV and even other media organizations is a step towards integrating or ensuring a proper linkage between the university and not just the industry but also the society is an opportunity for the general public. And we believe this is a step towards industrialization, given that you are in the College of Engineering.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.